Whoa, who let this guy in? I know. Let's not talk about it, shall we? Hey, what's up, guys? Jeff here, Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, so let's jump into it. Oh, one more thing before we get into that. If this is your first time being here, this is where I talk about everything reef tank related, so if you love reef tanks like I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every single time that I upload a new video. Shh. Alright guys, let's kick things off with number 10, and we got the Mindblowing Palys rounding out the 10 spot, number 10 spot? I don't know. Is that a thing? Let's make it a thing. Coming in at number 10, we got Mindblowing Palys. These are probably some of the fastest growing and also good looking Palys that you can pick up. And they offer a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, and they got very, very long, wispy almost skirts. It's a great pally. It grows relatively fast, and for those beginners that are out there that are looking to start with a coral and find some success with them, I definitely would check out the Mindblowing Pali. Coming in at number 9, we got the Halle Berry Zoanthids. Coloration on these are unreal. They really stand out, especially if you have a lot of blue light in your aquarium. One of the things I like most about this Zoanthid is the skirt and obviously the oral disc where you have all that coloration happening, but I like the pinstriping that happens on the skirt as well. Very good grower, and for those that are beginners that are looking for a coral that's going to grow a little bit faster, fill in some of those spots, this is definitely a Zoanthid that you want to take a look at. As far as the coloration goes, usually it's like a tangerine pinkish coloration with a little bit of orange in the oral disc, and that pinstriping that's on the skirt's pretty awesome. Check it out. Number 9, we got the Halle Berry Zoanthids. Coming in at number 8 on our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got an OG. This is the Scrambled Eggs Zoanthid. This is a very solid, I wouldn't call it a super fast growing Zoanthid, but it has some of the best colors that are out there. You have blues, you got greens, you got orangey, burnt, like almost a burnt orange, and then a lighter blue in the middle. Anytime that you get into those 4 colored Zoanthids, my heart starts to melt, and this is definitely one of my most favorite Zoanthids out there. It is a OG. It's been around for a while, and it was like one of the first Zoanthids that came out, or I say came out, but that started to circulate within the hobby that had a number of different colors, and it has been around for forever. And I think any serious Zoanthid collector should consider the Scrambled Eggs. Coming in at number 7 on our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got the Orange Oxide. The footage on this Zoanthid is absolute fire. This is probably some of the best footage I think I've ever filmed on a Zoanthid, period. And this isn't even with the new camera. This is with the old camera. I think we just got in a new filter for it, and I was trying it out, and this footage is just awesome. Orange Oxide is probably one of the brighter Zoanthids out there. I would compare it, obviously same color as a Bam Bam, but has a little bit more going on with it. The footage here, awesome. I could watch it all day. Orange Oxide is definitely a great Zoanthid to consider adding to your reef tank. Coming in at number 6 on our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got the Rainbow Incinerator Zoanthids. Again, another 4-color Zoanthid, and anytime that you have 4 colors, it tends to grab my attention. As far as price point goes on this guy, there's a lot of variant, and if you are shopping around for Zoanthids and you happen to find Rainbow Incinerators, I would shop around because some folks out there are selling this thing for as low as 20 bucks. Others are selling it for as much as $60, $70, even $80. So if you're looking for some Rainbow Incinerators to add to your reef tank, I definitely would do your due diligence and shop around. Coming in at number 5 on our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got the Pstar Zoanthids. They are some of the most stunning Zoanthids out there. As far as red, like when I say red, these things are like red. And the center coloration goes from a dark purple almost to a light blue. It's a very eye-catching Zoanthid. And they're very similar to your Magicians, but they are definitely a better looking Zoanthid. Like if you took a colony of Magicians and put them next to a colony of Pstar Zoanthids, those Pstar Zoanthids are definitely going to take the cake. Definitely one of the better looking red and blue zoanthids out there. Check them out. The Pstar Zoanthids coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 in our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got the Purple Monster Zoanthids. Now, they are exactly what they sound like. These are a purple zoanthid. Not a very common color, and definitely a interesting scheme because you got green and purple, actually 2 different shades of purple. You have a dark purple and then a lighter purple with the green skirt that is pinstriped with purple. Very, very awesome zoanthid. And they have a little bit of an interesting growth pattern. They usually start off pretty slow and then speed up once they kind of get settled in. They get relatively big, and once they get larger, they're very stunning in a large colony. Check them out. The Purple Monster Zoanthid coming in at number 4 on our top 10. Coming in at number 3, we got the Fruit Loop Zoes. This footage is phenomenal and definitely a good representation of what to expect with the Fruit Loops. What I like most about this, and generally I've already said this a few times on this top 10, when you get into those 4 colored zoanthids, it definitely catches my attention. This one, you got the light blue mouth going into the yellowish orange disc, then purple, then orange skirt. Definitely a showstopper. One of my most favorite zoanthids out there. The Fruit Loop Zoanthid, as far as growth rate goes, is relatively decent. It grows at a good clip. So it's definitely worth checking out to add to your reef tank. Check them out. The Fruit Loop Zoe coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 in our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, we got the Blue Hornet Zoanthids. The coloration on these guys are just like it says in the name. You have that blue and yellowish. I know it's picking up kind of green here. That probably has a lot to do with the filter that I'm using to capture this footage. But they are a little bit more in the yellow side of the color spectrum as opposed to the green. Definitely a very, very pretty zoanthid. I love the coloration. I love the different rings on them. The Hornets are some of my more favorite zoanthids. This one only has 2 colors, but there's some out there that have 3 and 4. Like, you know, I've already talked about a few times, but definitely a great zoanthid to add to the reef tank, the Blue Hornets. And coming in at the number 1 spot on our top 10 Zoanthids and Palys, yes, it is the Pikachu Zoanthid. Yellow is not a very common color to get in a reef tank. And these guys are not just yellow, but they're also blue. It's not really getting picked up in the footage here, and they are a relatively smaller polyp as well. You can kind of take that in note with the size of the plug in relation to the polyp. Now, a lot of times with the smaller polyp zoanthids, a lot of folks say that they can struggle with them from time to time. So it is definitely a zoanthid that you may want to wait until you have a little bit better of an understanding of what zoanthids need to grow and thrive before you put into your reef tank. Nonetheless, still an awesome zoanthid. Check them out, the Pikachu Zoanthid. Hey, right now we got a awesome deal going on for Zoanthid frag packs over at coralsunlimited.com. We got 5 packs and 10 packs, 20% off for a limited time. Check them out at Corals Unlimited.